Hey guys, I just wanted to offer some words of encouragement if you're a follower of Christ on this election day as we vote. First of all, before I say anything else, understand I'm not trying to say that voting is not important. I'm not trying to sound all super spiritual and say, well, just focus on Jesus. It doesn't really matter, whether you vote or not, just whatever, God's in control. Now, that is true. It is true. But there is consequences to voting, and we have a constitutional right. We have the freedom to do something really, really cool. If you look at the world from a historical standpoint, something rare where we get to have a voice on who our leaders are. So let's take that opportunity to be a part of that, and God has given us that opportunity. So it's definitely important. And there will be consequences for for who wins. There will be consequences for how the results are. But here's my encouragement. At the end of the day, Jesus is still in control, and how we respond as believers is really important. So I want you to go ahead and prepare yourself that this may not go the way you want it to. But as a follower of Christ, the world's watching how we respond. If the result is not who we're happy with, and even if the result is who we're happy with, our ultimate trust is not in a human being. Our ultimate trust is in Jesus Christ, and he ultimately reigns supreme. He ultimately still is king. And so let's make sure that we respond in such a way where everyone understands that, yes, voting's important. Yes, these results are important. But at the end of the day, Jesus is still king. And let me take you to just some times in history. There are times in biblical history where God does miraculous things, and he uses evil leaders to accomplish his purposes. And so let's go back to all the way to Babylon. So, Israel was invaded, taken into captivity into Babylon, the southern kingdom of Israel, Judah. And God utilizes Babylon with their polytheistic and idolatrous practices and does miraculous things through Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And we still are being impacted by those stories today. Take the Roman Empire, for example, the evil Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire. God uses their authoritarian reign as the time for his son Jesus to enter the world to save mankind from their sins. So God used the Roman Empire for that story to happen. And so God utilized that. Look at the first century. Emperor Nero made it his mission to eradicate Christians. And that is the most the church has ever grown, is in the first century. It is the biggest revival, even to this day, I would argue, that we've ever seen. And so, am I saying that we should purposefully vote for the worst candidate, or we should purposefully not vote at all because, well, we need the worst to happen so God can move the most? No. God has shown his grace and given us this opportunity. And we should pray that the right candidate wins, the candidate that God has called to win. Obviously, I have my own opinion on that, and I'm about to go vote and make my voice known for who I think should be the winner. But at the end of the day, Jesus is still king. He's still in control. God's not caught off guard. He's not sweating over this. He's not in a situation that's the worst it's ever been. Even God can't handle this. No. There have been times in history where it seemed bleak for those of us who are followers of Christ. Regardless of what happens today, we can still continue to follow Jesus, and it may not be an ideal situation. But we need to say, okay, God, what does this mean for us, regardless of who wins, even if it's who we want to? God, how do you want us as the church to lead? How do you want us as the church to continue to reach people for Jesus? So keep that in mind today. Be encouraged. Go vote, but at the end of the day, trust God.